it has been a long time, at least in my terms, since I've done a video. And I can't take it no more. No more. No more. No effing more. Let me tell you a little story about that. Many years ago, I worked about 6 months at a lighting place that repaired electrical lighting, commercial lighting, pole lights, things like that. And there's this old guy, Fred, in the warehouse. Kind of a country boy, a little bit. Old, definitely older. He was retired, but he was just doing this for the heck of it. Funny guy, had these weird little sayings. So one day we're sitting there. I'm in the warehouse at that point for whatever reason during the day. Normally I'm out on the road when I used to work there. So he's there tinkering with something, repairing a ballast or doing something. I don't know what he was doing. And he's sitting there, damn it! No more! No more! No effing more! I can't take it! I'm thinking, oh, something just pissed him off. He's about to quit. And I was like, well, what the hell's going on here? What's wrong, Fred? I gotta take a poop. He was almost done repairing it, and it was just creeping up on him, and he just couldn't take it anymore. So he couldn't finish. He had to go to the bathroom. That's what that was about. It's funny. No more. That mosquito, no freaking more. That's why I threw that on you in the very beginning. And my papa is here. Stand by. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know why. Maybe it's a little Christmas Day bonus for all my subscribers. Man, I've got some funny stories I could tell about this when I was probably 18, 19, 20. I worked right out of high school, during high school too, a repair shop, automotive repair shop. Man, I learned a lot about fixing cars, by the way, but it was like near the ghetto, and just the stories and things that happened at that place. I could tell you some funny stories, man. But anyways, on to some real stuff here. I'm watching what's going on. I'm hearing, of course, I haven't fallen off a face of the earth, anyways. Just there's not enough major new developments in anything really for me to, I guess, do any videos for the time. I figure I'll take a little break, anyways. It's just, I'm not saying anything new really. Although you will find this interesting. I was talking to Pastor Dolly the other day about this too. And I can't remember the lady's last name. It was like, not O'Reilly, but it was like O'Miley or O'Biley or something. She worked at MF Global. She was one of the members of the club, so to speak. And just a year plus earlier, right, when they're trying to pass the Dodd-Frank Act, we need the industry experts to come in here and advise us what should and shouldn't be in the commodities section of this bill for regulation. Well, who would you ask, of course? Let's go to the top leading industry experts. Well, who do you have in mind? Oh, I don't know. JP Morgan, somebody from MF Global, CFTC, CME Group, Goldman Sachs. Yeah, man, they're definitely at the top of their game. Let's bring those experts in here. And when it came to the portion of segregated customer funds, which is what the problem was with MF Global, they're segregated, but they commingled them, so to speak, and now they're gone. When it came to that section, her specific advice, this lady, who now was working for MF Global during this latest bankruptcy of MF Global, her advice then was, let's leave the way the rules are now, because we've never had a problem in, God, however many years now, since we've been doing commodities with segregated accounts. Just leave that part alone. I don't foresee any kind of problems in the future. A year later, and the same lady that gave the advice is now taking the stand. She's the one, apparently, that okayed or was partially okaying MF Global go ahead and give JP Morgan this $200 million that we owe them. And I thought that was interesting because they had to, you're following the money, as they always say, follow the money, and you will figure out exactly what happened, where it went, etc. So she was part of the process, I guess, of okaying the movement of that segregated money into somewhere to then pay JP Morgan the $200 million they owe JP Morgan Chase. Now, it's funny because they're saying, well, roughly $1 billion was missing of customers' funds. We know we can get back about 78% of that. For easy math, I'm going to call it 80%. Therefore, everybody that got taken, Gerald Celente, all you guys, you're going to only get 80% of your money back. That leaves 20% gone. Now, bear with me. I'm not the smartest man in the world. But if you had $1 billion and you took away JP Morgan's $200 million, that leaves $800 million. That's exactly 20% gone. Wait a minute. You don't think maybe JP Morgan got shared or got their share of what they were owed in full, stolen from customers' funds to make JP Morgan whole, and then immediately filing bankruptcy on the rest? Now that's interesting. That's very interesting. What are the chances that the numbers are exactly where they need to be for that to take place? You follow me? So, on a side note, this is nice because I guess Anonymous, the hacker group, hacked Stratfor. 200 gigabytes of emails, credit cards stolen, client list released, includes MF Global and Rockefeller Foundation. This is from Zero Hedge, naturally. And it says it obtained the full client list of over 4,000 individuals and corporations, including their credit cards, which supposedly have been used to make $1 million in donations, as well as over 200 gigabytes of email correspondence. And since the leaked client is the who is of intelligence, the capital management, including such names as Goldman Sachs, the Rockefeller Foundation, and yep, MF Global, we are certain that not only Stratfor and its clients will be waiting with bated breath to see just what additional troves of information are unleashed. So, I'd love to, let me tell you something about gigabytes. Being in IT and all, and I'm sure most of you know, a gigabyte's a large amount of information. 1 gigabyte, we're talking 200 gigabytes of information, of email correspondence. Absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. 200 gigabytes. 1 gigabyte is 1,000 megabytes. You follow me? 1,000 megabytes is a gigabyte. My first hard drive, when I was probably 13 years old, I think was 40 megabytes. Okay? 40 megabytes, and it held Windows 3.1 or maybe DOS. Probably a few little games and stuff on there. 40 megabytes. It takes 1,000 megabytes for 1 gigabyte. And we're talking 200 gigabytes. You follow me? Just want to throw that out there. That's a lot of information. And man, oh man, would I love nothing more than to, over the next week or so, or however long it takes for people to start deciphering this 200 gigabytes of correspondence back and forth via email. I would love nothing more than to see everything that we're talking about. MF Global did this specifically for JP Morgan, blah, blah, blah. They pulled these people into the Dodd-Frank Act group, whatever, to pull their, all that's in there. They're exposed. Man, would that not be absolutely fantastic? But I'm not going to hold my breath. Now, on a second part of this video, I'll start now. It really lets you know where we're at in society. It's kind of, again, it's like the Roman Empire is collapsing. There's no such thing as that the collapse is coming. The collapse is coming. It's already here. It's already taking place. It's kind of like a tidal wave. The part where the water is sucked out from the shoreline and people are standing there like a bunch of dumb rednecks, like real old backwoods rednecks. Hey, look at that water. Ain't never seen it do that before. Huh. It's the damnedest thing I ever did see. Yeah, because it's getting sucked out and you're about to get destroyed by tsunami in about 1 minute. So you better start running for your life, right? Bottom line is the Roman Empire collapsed. It didn't just, they went to bed one night and woke up the next day and it collapsed. That's not how it happens. certain things start happening first, right? The water starts going away, receding more than it ever has. They're standing on what used to be water. What's going on here? Oh, a tidal wave. That tidal wave is the big collapse. That's the big portion. That's the part you don't want no part of. But after the collapse, that's the part you want. After the tidal wave comes in, that's the one you want to clean up shop, so to speak. Yeah, we lost 300,000 people today. We cleaned up some useless eaters, as the elite would say. And now we have all this property back. Life is a little bit different, a little bit slower. Tourism is slowed down. Everything's kind of chilled. It's a new beginning for a lot of people. But that part, when the tidal wave came in, man, you did not want no part of that. So what could you have done? Well, you could have prepared in advance. Bought your silver, your food storages, etc. Then the tidal wave came in. You took a step back. Oh, we saw that coming. We heard the earthquake. As soon as we heard the earthquake, we got out of the house and went up and 3 miles up the hill over there. We're fine. Water went back. We went back home. Or maybe you didn't go back home, but at least you survived. So the collapse is in motion. And we're just watching one of Pastor Dowell's videos, the latest one he did today. Good video. You should probably watch it. Interesting stuff he's talking about there. But this kind of goes in there with what he's talking about. Chaos at U.S. stores. Arrests. Pepper spray. Gunshots. Brawls. And doors pulled off hinges. Chaos at stores across U.S. as thousands of shoppers scramble for... Man, I'm going to take the hat off. Scramble for silver and gold. Got it? No, not that. A little bit of food storage. No, not that either. Get their money out of the banks. It's got to be that. I mean, look at what's happening. No, not that either. They're cleaning their 401ks out. They're getting out of they're not getting out of the market. What does that word say? Let me start that sentence again. My eyes are starting to focus a little better. Chaos at stores across U.S. as thousands of shoppers scramble for new... Oh, that's what it was. Sorry about that. Nike Air Jordans. I mean, I should just hit the stop button right now. I don't have to say... I don't have to say anything else. I should just hit the stop button and just upload the video as it is. I mean, seriously. Seattle, Atlanta, Austin, Charlotte, Indianapolis, Louisville, California, as far as the state goes. Boy suffers, almost looks like he had a broken arm after Foot Locker crowd rush. And I'm seeing people, it looked like Black Friday all over again. There are a select few who did get their shoes, who were, I guess, able to check out successfully. And I gotta tell you, man, the pictures these guys have of their shoe, it's like, see what I got over here. It's like something like, I just turned my monitor off. There we go. It's like me with my, Max Kaiser and an American Eagle. This one's got a little special edition or some crap. But anyways, hey, check this out. Yeah, here, look, take a look over here. Yeah, look what I got, guys. Check this out. That's the kind of photo I am looking at right now as I do this video to you. The smile, the happiness. This guy is like, as if he just found a lamp in an Arabian setting in a desert. He was digging, and this golden lamp came out, and he's got it. He rubbed it, and now a genie's coming out. This kid's face is just like, I can't believe this is happening right now. Kind of like the face you'll see me make when silver blows past 50. That's like over 100, something like that. And I'm doing a video, and I got a little stack of silver in my hand. You're gonna see me like just, because that's a real item, a real asset. A freaking pair of $140 or $50 shoes. Under no circumstances, under no world, under no planet, under no God you've ever known or heard of, that either exists or doesn't exist in a far-off universe or not is a damn shoe because it was made in a sweatshop in China for pennies on the dollar, literally for pennies, and paid those people, peasant wages, pennies. There's no way in hell that that type of shoe, or any shoe for that matter, is going to be worth $150 or so dollars. Not even $100, to be quite honest with you. And he is so happy. Let's see the next picture I got here. Oh, this young man. He's got a frontal shot. It's facing you, kind of like a gun. He's got one hand on it. Hand on the trigger. Hand on the shoe print. Oh, this is it. But you're like, you just spent $100-something on one pair, or maybe you bought two pairs. A lot of these guys will go out and buy 2-3 pairs, and then leave it in their closet untouched. Later on, as a little collector's item for a shoe. Now, when you have a society collecting shoes, like it's like there's starvation going on, and people are dying to get their hands on just food, and you have a society that is concerned with shoes, when they are living in a lifestyle, able to live a lifestyle, to where they could go and prepare for some bad times coming to a country near them very soon, they don't even know it, because as Pastor Dow was just talking about in his video that I was referring you to, this young man, as he would say, probably has never been taught who Hitler is, doesn't even know. In his United States government education system has been teaching him all he needs to know. And not one time, you can be rest assured, that the schools, any grade, ever tell you it's a good idea to prepare for the collapse of your country or your society as you know it. How could they say that? This is America. Where's my tie? Here I am with my little V-neck 99-cent T-shirt, by the way, whatever this thing is. We're America. We have got the strongest dollar ever. The whole world wants our dollar. Why is that? Why do you say that? Well, that's always been that way. They don't know. It's just they were born into it. U.S. dollar hegemony. Well, because everybody knows that. Leave me alone. Stop asking these tough questions. Tough question. I just asked, why is it that everybody, the world, wants our dollar? And why are you just said it's the U.S. dollar, like I was some kind of idiot for even mentioning it. Why can't you just answer, why is that the case? And are you worried that that'll never be the case for some reason or another? Nothing lasts forever, correct? Well, that's correct. You've aware of other civilizations that have come and gone, correct? Well, yeah. There's been other superpowers before America, correct? Well, yeah. They're not superpowers anymore, are they? Well, no. But I got my $150 shoes. Leave me alone. I've got my shoes. I gotta go put my shoes on. Speaking of shoes, I have another story for you. When I was a much younger, didn't know anything about this. I was probably 14, 15 years old, thereabouts. And I had a friend named James. The little Spanish kid. Nice kid. We were friends back then. All of my friends now, we all knew him. We all know of him. And we used to call him Helmet. Now, everybody in the neighborhood had a nickname, pretty much. Everybody we ever saw or came friends with had a nickname. This guy was Helmet because he had like this, his whole hair was just slicked over with some kind of gel or something, and it never, ever moved. It was like literally a helmet. And we were riding a go-kart one day, and I'm trying to think who was pulling him. It may have been me, or I was on another go-kart next to him, but they sat one person. But on the back there was a bar that you can kind of hold the seat in the front hand and put your hand on the back bar while you sat on that back bar, and you could basically ride a second person in the back. So there was 4 of us, I'm thinking. Him and someone else on that go-kart, and then me and maybe someone else on this go-kart. And they went over like a little gutter or something, and it bumped too hard, and he fell off, and his foot got caught to where he couldn't actually fall all the way off, so he got dragged for just a little bit. They were able to stop fast. So old Helmet, we run over there. Dude, you alright? You alright? He's got little cuts, a little bit of bleeding on the shoulder. It's all scratched. His shirt's ripped. It's just a little dirtied up. He's got a couple little nicks on his butt, backside. Nothing bad. He didn't break nothing. And he was just like, oh man, oh. We're like, dude, you alright? You okay? You alright, man? You alright? Can you walk? Yeah, I'm alright. You okay? What's wrong? My shoes, man, my shoes. He got his shoes dirty. Yeah. He was one of those kids. Brand new Air Jordans or whatever. He's got them. Him and his brother, older brother, they got them. New Jordans, I gotta have it. Gotta have my nice shirt, my hair, whole 9 yards. Me, on the other hand, just give me a standard pair of Nikes. I don't care what kind. I don't care if they're on sale. Just give me some decent Nikes. That's all I need. Nice, decent running shoes. So, that's the same attitude that I'm seeing here with this young man in front of me. This kid, we're thinking he broke his arm, right? On the go-kart. That's why he's like in pain. What's wrong? My shoes. What? What's wrong? Your foot? No, my shoes are dirty. I just got these shoes. Now back then, hey, we're in America. It's the greatest country on earth. That's what we're taught. We don't have nothing to worry about. You think I knew the things that I know? Even one of the things that I know right now back then when I was 14? Not on your life. And all that time getting the education from the school, do you think they ever told me about any of this stuff? Even the, quote, business cycle, known as the boom and bust cycle. Booming economy, destruction. Sorry about your luck. Booming economy, destruction. Sorry about your job, sorry about your luck, sorry about your house, sorry about your family, sorry about your wife if you lost her. It's the boom and bust cycle. It's the, no, we can't call it that. That's too direct. It's the business cycle. Prestige. Business cycle. So this is just a sad day here when I'm seeing this in front of me. And it was like a bomb rush to get these freaking pairs of shoes. I mean, the police department were just busy, out of control busy, dealing with this nonsense. I mean, I'm sorry. That's all I have to say right now. Stand by for more news coming probably next week when the world starts to turn again, and the markets in Europe and Greece and Spain and Italy and the whole nine yards continues on its little path of nonsense. And as Lindsey Williams said, let's not forget, they're not going under this month. The EU and economies aren't collapsing the next month, which would be January, or the month after, he said. That's 3 months. December, January, and apparently February. So from now until February, I'm assuming, based on Lindsey Williams, that we're not going to have to worry about the big crash coming. But any day after that, as well as out to the end of 2012, so March to the end, who knows when, oh, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. Which day or month, I don't know. But all I do know is that silver is still very cheap. And at $28, $29, $30 right now, it's 29 some change, I believe, is a still phenomenal buy. And I still think they're going to push down a little bit more, but I don't know how much more. This could be the bottom. It really could be the bottom. And for whatever reason, while everything else tanks and does this and that, it just is going to kind of hover there. Maybe not. All I know is that out of 10 epic failed predictions from the obese beast, aka Bozo Beast, he's fixing to have his first correct guess. That was, we will not see $50 silver again in the year 2011. He's now been so brazen to say that will never happen in 2012 either. It's going to happen. Timing it is the only little problem when we're not members of the club. We have to look at all the scraps, so to speak, left over. What are they doing? What's happening? And then make a prediction. But as you can see, when they lower the price of silver and gold, people start scooping it up by the droves. So if they really destroyed the market, they are going to understand that they just shot themselves in the foot, because now the physical's gone. People can't, it's gone, we need more. How's it, $15 silver, there's none left. Well, the market says it is, and then what? You're going to, okay, let's go pull out a contract. I got an idea, let's pull out a contract and immediately demand delivery. We'll buy it on the open market. And then you're going to get an MF Global, Gerald Celente situation. Yeah, listen, this is MF Global LLC, subsidiary of whoever, some name. Your money's gone. What do you mean? I immediately paid for a product, physical goods, immediately paid for it and demanded delivery right away. No different than me going down and buying a tractor, lawnmower at Lowe's and then paying inside and walking outside. Where's my goods? We just filed bankruptcy. From the time you left the cash in that drawer with that lady cashier and walked out here, exactly 10 seconds, we filed for bankruptcy. Man, sorry about that. That's what you risk if there's a physical silver shortage. At the same time, there's no way in hell that everybody who has physical silver, including the big guys, APMEX, Gainesville Coins, Monex, etc., are going to sit back and say, well, we have a supply issue too. It's $12 an ounce today silver. According to the market, we can't get any. What we do have, folks, website, alert, notice, blah, blah, blah. Due to the market volatility and supply problems, issues, we're selling all silver for such and such price that we have in stock. That's how that would probably go down. There's going to be a disconnect from physical and the paper market. It'll be in that form or abruptly when the COMEX gets destroyed by MF Global type situations. If they aren't making these people 100% good on their money, which apparently they're trying to get by with 78%, 78 cents on the dollar, you guys are taking a 22 whatever cent haircut. You think people are going to go play commodities? People are going to trust the stock market all of a sudden? Hey, that sounds good. I've got my money invested in the markets. And it doesn't matter if it's a commodity market, specifically commodities, or actual stocks and bonds and that kind of thing. It's the same thing. Same brokerages are handling the same stuff, basically. So, what would that mean? Everyone would just have to pull their money out of the market and say, we're done. And if that takes place silently, and the market's not really doing anything, I can't tell. I can't tell there's basically a stock run or a sell-off going on. I can't tell. It would be because it's completely rigged, completely computer controlled, and it's nothing more than the phantom fake federal whatever, JP Morgan and Friends, etc., boys, the men's club, controlling and manipulating the whole market. You could have everybody get out of the market and it would still function, is what I'm saying. It would still function as if everybody was in it. Because it's all computer digits, all pretend, whatever, and people would just get in and get out. And they could have the back door to the Federal Reserve, which is through the Plunge Protection Team, by the way, also known as the President's Working Group on Financial Matters, created in 1988, I believe, that has a back door to the Federal Reserve to keep markets under control. Well, what does that mean? That means if everyone in the world starts selling off, automatic, no human intervention, you could have the computer system controlled by the Plunge Protection Team and Friends just kick in and buy everybody out. Oh, you're selling? We don't want a market crash right now. We're not ready for it. It's not on our terms. We'll just buy everyone out. Buy. No one will know. The numbers will stay the same. And all of a sudden, this fake computer system, backed by the fake Federal Reserve notes, digidollars, owns the whole market, or 90% of the market, and no one even knows it. We just think there's really people out there moving. Oh, there's a lot of volume on Bank of America today. Yeah, there's a lot of volume on silver today. And none of it is even real. Until they want to destroy the market. Anyways, that's all I got for you tonight. We will see how this coming week goes, and I will be doing videos accordingly. Take care.